Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The Russian army is advancing in Mykolaiv area. So goes towards Mykolaiv, and that's an offensive, an operation that shows that the Russians are able to still advance westward. This article comes, if you can believe, from a Ukrainian source, so even they have to agree with that because they're reporting. So the source is Ukrainform from today, 21st of August 2022. And this is the title: In Mykolaiv direction, enemy conducting offensive battle, gaining partial success. Now if they say partial success, the enemy has some success. Partial, that means they have a lot of success. Because that's how you do. You don't want to, overemphasize or maximize your enemy's successes. So I'm assuming, based on my life and experience, that probably they have a lot of success, but they will not say, like the Russians, if the Ukrainians will have a lot of success, they will not say, hey, the Ukrainians had a lot of success. They would say the same thing: partial success, or no success, or stalemate, or something. In the Mykolaiv direction, Russian forces are conducting an offensive battle, with partial success in the direction of Vasily Blahodatne, having occupied the southern outskirts of Blahodatne, and hostilities continue. So this was reported on August 21st by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. In the Volyn and Polisia direction, the movement of air defense equipment of the armed forces of the Russian Federation to the territory of the Republic of Belarus was recorded. So more. The threat of the enemy launching missile and airstrikes from the territory and airspace of this country remains, which is, I think, a weasel move, because you use someone else's country to militarily hit, but then you can't be hit over there because you claim what? You violated the airspace of that country. I don't like that. It's like, you push let's say the Russians. I'm just giving you a crazy scenario. Go and want to conquer the whole Ukraine, which they don't. Let's say they go close to the border with Poland, and then the Ukrainian army crosses the border into Poland, and they start shelling the Russian army in Ukraine, or whatever occupied Ukraine, from Poland. Now, should the Russians strike back? I think they should. As long as, you shoot me from that position, I don't care. You went over there, I'm going to shoot you. So what are the Poles going to say? You violated our airspace. Pfft. You allow my enemies to shoot and kill me from your land, your territory. That means you're participating. What do you want me to do? So the same here with Belarus. If you employ Belarusian territory to hit me, I think it's just fair game to hit you back where you hit me from. Otherwise, what is that? And it says, in the Siversky direction, the enemy launched mortar attacks on the settlements of Pushkari in Chemyhiv region and Mitrofilia and Pavlivka and Sumy region. So the Russians are still bombarding. They're going to give us now all the fronts and what's an update on each and every one from the Ukrainian perspective. And everywhere we read here, the Russians are shelling. They try to do something. It's not like, oh, everybody's having a party, it's a Sunday. In the Kharkiv direction, the enemy shelled the area of Prudyanka, Ruski, Tisky, Shetakove, and about 5 more cities here, or settlements, with barrel and jet artillery. Airstrikes near Mospanove and another one here were recorded. The enemy conducted air reconnaissance with UAV near Valiki Prokhody. In the Sloviansk direction, artillery shelling was recorded, and they tell here about 5 settlements. The enemy attempted combat reconnaissance in the direction of Pasika Bohordice, had no success and retreated. It attempted to conduct assault operations in the direction of Braznivka, Nova Dmitrivka, but suffered losses and retreated. In the Donetsk region, the enemy is trying to continue offensive operations, so Donetsk and Mykolaiv area, right? In the Kramatorsk direction, it used barrel and rocket artillery near Siversk, Hrihorivka, and another one, long one, and Ivano-Darivka. Russian troops attempted to conduct an offensive in the direction of Berostove, Ivano-Darivka, but had no success. In the Bakhmut direction, where they say they're breaking the front over there, like going through, the enemy shelled the positions of Ukrainian forces using tanks, barrel artillery, and MLRS in the areas of Soledar, Yakovlivka, Zalitseve, Sumy, and Zalitsne settlements. Airstrikes near Zaitseve and Bakhmut and Soledar were recorded. The enemy attempted to conduct offensive operations in the directions of Prokhovke, Bakhmutske, and Semihiria Zaitseve, had no success and retreated. Battles continues in the direction of Zalizna Belka, New York, and Novoselivka, New York. Ooh, they have a New York over there. In the Advitvka direction, shelling was recorded in Marinka, Vodina, and about 7 more settlements. The enemy also conducted aerial reconnaissance with UAVs in the area of Prokhovsk and another 5 areas. Enemy units are conducting assault operations in the directions of Pisky, Nevelske, Lezove, and 3 more. Combat operations are ongoing. In the direction of Novopavlovsk, the enemy fired artillery near Shevchenko, Velika, Novosilka, and Vremivka. Used aviation near Novoma. Unbelievable. In the Zaporozhye direction, in Zaporozhye direction, the enemy used barrel, rocket artillery, and tanks to shell the areas of about 7 more areas. Now in south Bukh direction, the enemy used tanks, barrel, and rocket artillery to shell the area of Stepova, Dolina, and other 7. Airstrike near Olhie and other 7 or 8 settlements. Russian troops also conducted air reconnaissance with UAVs. All this shows me that the Russians are continuing to shell, to fight, and they have success in at least 2 areas over there. And in Mykolaiv, and that's, they said, partial success. That means a lot of success. If you look on the map, if they succeed in Mykolaiv, if you go down, they're just going to take the whole southern part. If you go straight west, they're going to hit Transnistria, and south is Odessa. So they're going to just cut off northern or the whole Ukraine, with the southern Ukraine with Odessa ports over there. So that's why Mykolaiv is very important, because if they go straight west, they will break the whole thing in 2. As I said, this comes from a Ukrainian source, and you should probably multiply it with 2 by 2, because you don't overemphasize the enemy's successes. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.